As with everything, there is an answer for even the most complicated questions. To solve this puzzle, we'll have to travel back to the times when the very first civilization was born in the mythical land of Orakion. Known nowadays as the Primordials, this society is little more than a footnote in the gargantuan tomes of knowledgeable arcanists and historians. They grew to become the most powerful empire in the world over the course of a few centuries, mostly thanks to their incredible arcane prowess, which saw them rise above threats that profoundly oppressed other civilizations, such as dragon incursions and natural disasters. They became so powerful, in fact, that some say they had a direct connection to the gods themselves, like they could talk to them. Whether this is true, or just vestiges of the Primordials' hubris that lived on to this very day, will probably remain unknown. But it certainly isn't impossible considering just how proficient they were with magic. This civilization could make rivers flow backwards, enchant whole islands to float in the sky as if they were weightless, and teleport entire towns across great distances when convenient. The reason every kingdom nowadays isn't a vassal to this supernaturally powerful empire is that they went extinct. Maybe it's the nature of all sentient species to overreach when they achieve levels of power similar to that of the Primordials. A collaboration between the world's best historians, arcanists, theologists, and archaeologists has finally shed some light on how the downfall of this original civilization is related to not only the exodus of the Orcs, but also that of several races before them. The Primordials created a cursed artifact, a gargantuan arcane cannon, capable of siphoning the energy of the gods. A weapon whose very existence triggered a war between divinity and mortals. As it's natural, the gods prevailed over the comparatively fickle and power-drunk Primordials. They cursed the arcane cannon with divine magic of cataclysmic power, suspecting that they would eventually come to use it in an attempt of replacing them by absorbing their essence. As fortune would have it, the gods were right, and the might of the cannon had a very different effect than what the Primordials expected. A wave of dark energy washed over Orakion, turning fertile grasslands into desert, vaporizing anyone it came into contact with, and placing omens of misfortune all around. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong. Infrastructure collapsed, armies mutinied, and civil war took care of the few surviving Primordials. The arcane cannon was buried beneath the sands, consigned to darkness within forgotten ruins with strange markings that spell catastrophe in ancient language etched on their walls. After centuries, the darkness subsided and allowed for life to thrive again in Orakion, as if the gods were giving mortals a second chance. Ever since, new societies have risen in the desert, and when they become powerful enough, they can't resist digging up the vestiges left behind by the Primordials and experimenting with artifacts whose power they are very far from comprehending. New waves of darkness have washed over Orakion every time after the new inhabitants of the land accidentally or purposefully activate the arcane cannon's magic. This has caused the massive diasporas that seem to take place every few centuries, and the one we are seeing now with survivors from the Orcish tribes of Orakion.